Holy crap! Whoa.
Welcome to Saturday's Wrench.
Yeah. Wrench-a-dee-roo. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Back in the garage, doing my thing in here. Today we're balling out. We're gonna put some all balls bearings in my steering column. So I'm gonna install those. The weather's nice and warm here now, so I can actually work with the garage open. Today, I'm gonna ball out. We're gonna put in some ball bearings on the steering column, and we're gonna hopefully fit in my bushings on the swing arm here. So I've got the races and the bushings in the freezer right now. They're cooling off. On my right over here, you can see the frame. I got it all set up on the stand, and I got a little heater just heating up the neck there, the steering column. Basically, the idea is that, in case you didn't know, metal expands when it's hot and it contracts when it's cold. So, little bit of heat on the neck, a little bit of cold on the races. Hopefully, they'll slip in nicely. I also shine sealed my aluminum parts. Remember these bad boys? I use a product called Shine Seal to protect them from oxidizing. By any means, I'm not promoting this product to you or anything, but I didn't want to clear coat my parts because I saw an example of clear coating and I found that it dulled the surface a little, and I really wanted these to be nice and shiny after putting all that work in. So basically what it does is it bonds to the surface of the metal and then prevents it from breathing, so no oxidization will happen, and actually makes like a nice waterproof surface on the part here, so water just rolls right off. So I did that. That took about a couple hours to do. There's a process. You gotta clean it. Well, you gotta buff it out, clean it, apply this metal sealant, and then kind of buff it off. So all the parts have this nice shiny finish, and they feel really smooth, so to the touch. So I feel pretty good about that. I just finished doing that. I'm gonna let that dry for about 24 hours, and then we'll move on to the steering bearings now. So I've never done this before, but I think it'll be self-explanatory. I have this kit from All Balls. All Balls Racing, great name for a company. It comes with these. I put the two races in the fridge, but this is the steering bearing here, and there's one specifically the top and one specifically for the bottom. So I'm not even sure which one goes where, so I have to look that up. But this is what they look like. So they're tapered there, so they're a little more modern compared to the ball bearing system that originally came with the bike. So we're gonna install these, and let's get at it. Just a word of warning when you get your frame powder coated. So this is the old race. So I need to fit a new one inside here, and he painted all inside here. So I mean, these clearances are pretty small. So I've gone ahead and just scraped it out. I used the paint thinner, and then I just went and scraped it a bit, as much as I could. So just a word of warning. When you get your frame painted or powder coated, just block this off or leave the old race in there and tape it off, and then punch them out after you get it painted. That would have been useful to know, but now you know. Alright guys, so what the idea here is, so I have to install two races, one at the top here and one at the bottom here. I got this large link here, and I got these large washers. Now the idea is, what I want to do is put the races, fit them snug, kind of get them snug inside there, and then put a bolt on here and tighten this up. And the idea is that it'll squeeze, it'll compress and squeeze the races in nice and evenly. My top washer is perfect. It's a nice size. It'll fit right over the race, and that's good. For down here, what happens is that the race sits right up inside, maybe up to here, kind of. So you need a washer that's going to fit inside there, and help it push in all the way. This one unfortunately doesn't, but what I'm just going to do is file around the outside and try and get it to fit. So I'm just going to take a little metal filer and just kind of file around the outside, and then hopefully we'll get it small enough, just a little bit, so that it fits inside that lip down there. So I'm just going to do that right now. And just basically, I just need to take off maybe a millimeter, not even. So I'm just going to go around with this file. I know it's a rusty ass file, but that's all I got right now. But it still works. So we're just going to go around the washer and try and just take the diameter in a little bit so that it'll fit up inside this steering column here. Alright, let me just get you a better look at what I mean here. So I filed this down, this little bad boy, so that will fit under here. See, it goes right up inside there. Woo! Oh yeah. Alright, you get what I mean? So basically, there's a little lip. I'm not sure if you could see it, but there's a little lip in there that the race sits up against. And this little washer is going to help it. It's going to, since it fits inside there, it's going to help push this together really nicely. So I got them in the freezer. I'm going to go get them now, and we'll squeeze them right in. What I have here is my threaded rod with my linkage. Just I got a bigger one just so I give me more grip room to fit a tool onto there. So I have my small washer, my modified washer that I just filed down, and then I have my 2 races here from All Balls. So you can see my 2 races. See how these basically you can see that they're tapered inside, and the tapered bearings fit inside these little races. So there's 2 here. The kit comes with 2. There are 2 numbers. For my 350, it has 2 numbers. It says right on here, and you can see the small lettering. So it says All Balls 99-3512 and 993511. I found that the 3511 fit here and the 3512 fit here. I just basically know that because I tried fitting the 12 in here and it just wouldn't fit. It seems to fit in here the most. So basically, I'm just gonna. So what I'm gonna do is these are freezing cold, so I'm just gonna put them in. Just set them up. I'm gonna set this bad boy up. It goes. The letters will go up into the steering column. So that's on the letters on the back. That's the way you want to put them. I'm just gonna fit this through here. Fit this here. So you can see my linkage tool here, and then I have my washer is sitting flush with, as much as you can, try and get it as flush as possible with this race. The race looks more or less pretty straight. You can see the top one. So now the idea is that I'm just gonna squeeze. I'm just gonna keep turning this and I'll squeeze them in. So let's try it out. All right. Looks pretty good. Good old faithful. Alright, so I have a lock nut on the top, and I have it's a 9/16, so I'm just holding it on the top. Now I've lined everything up, so everything should fit, and squeeze this in together. And we'll see how it goes. Ooh.
Oh, look what you've done to the washer.
Yeah. Can you hold this?
Sure.
I don't think that one goes in anymore. I'll get Crazy Joe to help out. Everybody say hi to Crazy Joe.
Hey guys, how you doing? Okay.
Alright, mate. Alright, mate.
All right, mate. Here we go.
Yeah. It's sinking in here.
Are you big son? Oh, you're undoing it?
Yeah, because it's sunk in here.
Yeah. A couple more washers, I think. The whole thing's turning. Okay.
Well, that was an epic fail. Well, that failed a little, but I still have the old race here. So what I'm going to do is just use it to pound in. I figure once I get this one seated, the other one I can get in. There we go. Looks good to me.
Is that supposed to stick up like that, Tony? Yeah?
Yeah,
It's supposed
to.
Up from
So
the
yeah,
lip,
so it is supposed to recede. It does stick out taller than.
You get a bearing in here, some
yeah,
kind of
so that's normal. That is supposed to be like that. So don't worry about that.
No,
installing
no.
these.
Okay.
All right, new approach here. Right, that fucking washer system was not working for me at all. So I'm just gonna use.
That's right.
Crazy.
That's it.
Beautiful. That's pretty much in there. So that was really tricky. So all I basically did here was I got it just enough with the old race, just around, kept going around and around, and I just used a little bit of a punch to get it enough of a lip that when I put this in, it wasn't falling all over the place. And my dad has this nice piece of nylon, so that really helped to keep it even. So I shall give it another wrap. I'm pretty sure that's seated. Feels pretty seated. What do you think, Joe? Good to me. Yeah, looks good. Alright, so we got that in. That part's over. Let's flip this bike around. Next order of business is I gotta grease these up. So you gotta get some grease packed into these bearings. Basically, you just want to shove grease up inside the bearing so that it's kind of coming out of the rollers here. So just grab some grease. Gloves, probably a good idea to wear gloves for this. But what you want to do is just kind of just pack the bearing here with grease, and just take a little bit at a time and go around the whole bearing here and just pack it up. And then I gotta get this onto my steering column here. So the way it goes is that you need to figure out the spacing for your. You got to figure out the spacing for your steering stem. You want to match the stock bearing length. So it comes with two washers, a thick one and a thin one. And what we'll do is we'll measure the old bearings, and then we'll stick the new ones in. Here we go. See, the idea is we want to see it seeping out of the top here like that. That's a good sign. That means it's packed up real nice. And again, on the bottom, you'll find the bearing number right there in the bottom. So 312. That's the bottom bearing. So make sure one is a little bit larger than the other. Alright, so I'm going to call this a well-packed and greased bearing. I've also clipped it inside this dust seal. You can see the dust seal that it comes with. So that fits onto the bottom race here. They come with two, one for the top, one for the bottom. They only fit their respective bearings, so you'll see when you get it which one fits what. But yeah, so now the next step is, I already know that the length of the old bearing requires the thinner of the two washers. It comes with a thick washer and a thin washer. I'm going to use the thick, or sorry, I'm going to use the thin one. So what you want to do is, you got your steering column, and make sure that you remove the old race. That's this one. I punched that off already. That was sitting right at flush with the bottom there, along with the washer. So your washer goes on first. Just gonna some grease off of it. Washer goes on first. gonna clean the bottom of the dust seal just to make it nice and clean. Now you're gonna notice it doesn't exactly slide on perfectly. Put some grease there, it'll help it. Okay, so we've got our bearing, we've got our thin washer, our seal here, and then our bearing packed with grease. And then we basically need to that needs to sit right in there. Dust seal or click right into it. So basically you need some kind of device to get that seated. So on the forums and stuff, I've seen guys do it. They use a PVC pipe. So I got a nice piece of PVC pipe, 1 1/4 inch PVC pipe. Okay, I'm gonna put the old race. I'm gonna stick the old race in there so I don't damage the bearing at all. Anyway, so let's give it another tap. It seems to be working. It's getting on there. You can see there's no gap there now at the bottom. That's what you want. Bearing still moves. That's a good sign. And it's nice and tight on there. So I think we're good. I'm gonna get the old gloves back on and then let's give it some more grease there. Alright, so I just added a little more grease onto the bearing. And now should be ready to fit up inside the steering column. So I have my lower bearing installed. That's all good. I got my thin washer, the dust seal, and the bearing all greased up, ready to go. Then I have my top bearing here, so I have to follow the same procedure with greasing it. So I'm just gonna take my waterproof grease here, and this is pretty good stuff. Racing formula, whatever that means. So I take my grease, pack it in, and then we'll get it installed on the top of the bike with the dust seal, and it comes with this other little washer here. Pack this with grease, and then we'll put it on the top. We'll get it on the top bearing, and we'll get everything in place. We have our bearings all greased up, so I have my steering stem here. So I'm going to stick it through. I have my lower bearing, my race is installed. Make sure we're good. My greased up bearing here. Let's squeeze this on. Nothing wrong with a little grease. My dust seal for my top bearing goes, I believe, yeah, it goes like that. So that fits. That's your little dust seal there. Oh, everything just looks so clean and nice. Lastly, what we have here is our little washer. Now, stick this little piece on, and I'll seal everything up. Alright, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. We've got some good movement in our steering stem, and I got the top dust cover, everything's on. I just need to wait for my triple tree, the top triple tree. It's in the mail right now, so this is as far as I'm going to go with the steering stem, but I'm feeling pretty good about that. We got that everything in there. I think it's time to move on to the bronze bushings. We're going to install those into the swing arm. Hopefully the squeezing mechanism that I try to use for the races on the steering stem, hopefully they work a little better for the bushings. I feel like they will because those are a little smaller. So I gotta heat up the swing arm a bit in the oven, and then we'll get the bushings are in the freezer right now, so we'll get those out, and we'll get that squeezing mechanism with the washers and everything, and we'll set that up. So again, just for the swing arm, you want to make sure that you don't paint inside of these holes here where the bushings go. Unfortunately, my guy did. Same with my steering column, but that's okay. So I'm just using the scraper to scrape this out, just to clean it out a bit. Again, these tolerances are pretty tight, so that paint is adding a little bit of thickness in there, and I'm just trying to file it out. So let's get this cleaned up. I'll stick this in the oven. We'll get it nice and hot so it expands a little, and then we'll squeeze those bushings in. The bushings are in the freezer, so we'll get those out as soon as I get this nice and hot. Freshly baked swing arm, anyone? Delicious. Alright then. So what we got is our 2 freezing bushings, and this is really hot. I just took it out of the oven. So the idea here, if I can do this, hopefully. Let's see. Yes, this squeezing mechanism. Tap in these crazy cold bushings. Gotta work fast here because these are the swing arm's very hot and the bushings are very cold, so they're gonna come up to temperature really fast. So let's see. Oh, that's so hot. Scratched up the fucking swing arm a bit. That's okay. Nice little cloth there. Oh, lesson learned, put a little cloth here, cover it up. So now we just gotta get this off. That's one in. Feel pretty good about that. I'll go get the other bushings. They're still in the freezer. And I'll be right back and we'll get the other side in. Alright, so we got the other setup here. Let's push that in as much as it'll go. This is just an M8 threaded rod. I would suggest getting a smaller one if you can. They didn't have one at the hardware store that I went to, but that's alright. Very nice snug. Alright. And these are installed. Feel pretty good. Alright, so we got the bushings in the swing arm here. You can see they look pretty nice against the black powder coat. I dinged up the frame, I dinged up the swing arm a little bit getting that on. So when you're doing this, just be careful not to do that. That's not going to be super noticeable after I get all the stuff in the bike, but just be careful when you're doing it. But as you can see, the bushings are installed. I went ahead and ordered the collars, a new set of collar bushings for inside, but I realized that I I need new dust seals, so I'm gonna have to order those. So I can't put this on the bike right now, but I feel pretty good about today. So I'm glad these we got these in. Looking pretty good. They look sharp. I like the bronze against the black. Awesome. Didn't really give you guys a quick rundown on the powder coated frame. So you could see the frame here. It's nice and shiny. I went with a high gloss, about a 70% gloss or an 80% gloss. I can't remember. But I wanted shiny. I know most guys go matte black, but I thought I'd show you guys that the end result. I think the frame looks pretty good. If you can remember what it looked like before back here, you can see all the welds and everything are integrated with the paint. It looks really sharp now. So my little LED slot there. So yeah, you can see the frame. She looks pretty nice and shiny. I know a lot of people go matte, but I decided to do something different. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. We got the bushings in the swing arm. We got the all balls racing bearings in my steering stem. They're racing bearings, man. Racing bearings, guys. Anyways, we got the all balls bearings in the steering stem. We got the steering stem installed. I'm still waiting for the upper triple to come, and my fork tubes are on order. So have to wait for that to put that together. And I think next, so we might, depending on the timeline of when my top end is getting sent back to me, will be when maybe next episode might be doing the top end or putting back the engine together. Still have to get the bottom cases vapor blasted. So I'm still waiting on some parts for that. I have to order some dust seals for the swing arm, and hopefully we'll get the forks together and we'll get the start getting the engine back together. So that's going to be really exciting. So thanks for watching, guys, and a little short one today, nothing too crazy, but I hope any of these methods help you out. I learned these methods from other YouTube videos and guys from the forums and stuff, so super helpful. Thanks, guys, for the suggestions, and thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe. We have still a lot more work to do on the bike. It's going to get real fun soon. I'm going to have a rolling chassis soon. So subscribe and thumbs up, and thanks, guys, and we'll see you in another video.
Wrenching it up. Gonna wrench it up. Yeah. Wrenchity-roo. Wrench-roo.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.